To my right is Minecraft's first fully automatic mule farm. And do you want to know why no one else has tried to make a fully automatic mule farm? Because it's such a pain in the ass. But I'll deal with those issues in a few minutes. For now, I'll give you an example of how it works, show you why it works, and mechanics and design behind it. So, the most important part and the biggest pain to figure out was the holding cells for both the donkeys and the horses. These are very important because they have to do a lot of very specific things, and I wasn't even sure if it was possible at first. It has to both hold the donkeys and horses in the exact locations so they cannot move. It needs to be able to allow them to breed. It needs to be able to dump out the mule as soon as it's spawned. And it needs to not kill both the donkey and the horse. These are big animals, and they don't really like being contained in 2-block zones. But I found a way past that. So, to make it easier to help you understand these, I have actually gone ahead and just made one single cell. Right here, we have a 3-block gap, and a donkey here, horse here. In between the two are glass panes. These help, or these allow, the horse and donkey to actually breed. If there were any other blocks in the way, anything thicker than basically glass panes, it would be very hard to get them to breed, guaranteed. So, you can't have anything else here. The glass panes also allow both the donkey and the horse to have technically 2 blocks of space. If you try to put a horse in a 1-block space or a donkey in a 1-block space, they'll actually end up dying and suffocating, so that's a right old pain. Out front, we also have glass panes just to make sure that it's very easy to both breed the horse and the donkey. Don't want them to be able to hide or anything. And right here, we have water going out from the horse and the donkey. Over on the side, we have a hole, a sign to stop the water, and a little tube so the mules do not, eject themselves and fall to their death. And now I did actually forget one thing I'm noticing now, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. Right here, I'd recommend having a slab just to ensure that the mule does not get stuck by floating and get caught in there, because that would be horrible. And yeah, that's basically each cell. Now, all I have done here is I've basically stacked these on top of each other. So, the roof of one is actually the floor of another. One more big pain in the ass that you actually have to do here is that for horses and donkeys to be able to breed, you need to basically tame them both each time. So you need to be able to feed them, ride them, and have them, basically, you have to be able to put a saddle on them and ride them around to breed them. You can't just have wild donkeys and horses. So, I'll be real with you. Getting donkeys and horses that are tamed into here, in this orientation, I don't know how you do it in survival. I guess you'd make one cell at the bottom, leave the roof open, and dump them in, but they don't like to, it's a long process. They don't like to fall in, it's really painful. So, although you can do this in survival, I wouldn't really recommend it, unless you do need around 100 mules per hour. Now, part number 2, this little railway system right here. This is super simple and actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it. You'll be sitting in this minecart, holding down right click with the golden carrots. So as you go along, as you can see, if you're holding down right click, and you don't have to move your mouse, I'm going to keep my mouse stationary. Right click, you fall. Right click, fall. Right click, fall. Yeah, see what I mean? And the minecart also makes sure you have plenty of time so these actually do get the carrot. I'm not sure if falling would work. I don't think it would be, honestly. I think it would be too fast, but as you can see, that's how the minecart system works. After you go down the line, nice and slowly, you go here. This water bubble column launches you straight back up to the top. Up here, we have a mechanism to catch the minecart. I'll just give you an example, actually. That'd be smart, wouldn't it? As you can see, my mouse is perfectly stationary, and it goes over each donkey and horse. As soon as I get to the top, there we go. I get caught, and we're back to where we started. Perfect. So, next step, I guess we'll talk about this right here. This right here is a super simple automatic carrot dispenser. I'm not exactly what it does. I'm not even kidding. Literally all you do, turn on this lever. Yeah, you clicked it, and it ejects carrots. So, as you're sitting in a minecart right here, as you can see, as you're waiting, this right here will slowly fill your inventory back up with carrots. so you truly can't AFK forever. And, of course, since there's a hopper right here, as soon as you actually go away, it still loads. So there's no waste, which is just what you want. Turn this off for now because it's loud. And the final part, right here. This is one of my custom-made timers, the one that I've used so frequently in the melon farm video, where I made it 15.34 billion years for a melon. Good video right there, go check it out, description. And obviously there's a bunch of other uses, but I've set this timer right here to 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Horses and donkeys breed every 5 minutes, and so to optimize efficiency, you want to have just on the mark of 5 minutes, so you can breed them as much as possible. I added the 20 seconds in there just in case, to add a little bit of delay, just to make sure that everything works out and you don't miss a cycle. Because that would cost you a whole 12th of your production, so don't want to mess that up. So I added 20 seconds. It makes the entire farm a little bit slower, but I think that's well worth it. So, final calculations. You can obviously breed 1 horse and 1 donkey every 5 minutes. In this section right here, I have 8. That is 12 per 5 minutes, which works out to about 96 mules an hour. I have absolutely no clue what you would want to do with about 100 mules an hour. I don't even know what you do with 6. So, I mean, hey, it exists. Oh, hey, look at that. There it goes. So, I think we should go ahead and do a quick example. Now, this farm does only work in survival due to the fact that if you hold golden carrots in your hand, in creative, you just keep eating. And so that wouldn't work. But in survival, it works just fine. So, setup for this, I would recommend. Let's go ahead and actually, I'm going to speed this up a bit. Just so we don't have to wait the full 5 minutes, because there's no reason. There we go. Give yourself some blocks. So what you're supposed to do is fill up your inventory with everything except 1 slot. So 1 slot of golden carrots, the rest of things that are not golden carrots. Then I'd go ahead and go into turn on your cheats, because I forgot to do that when I made the world. Game mode survival. Timer, cool. Hop in your minecart, and then I would look at this target block right here. I'm now holding down right click, and then I'm going to disconnect my mouse. There we go. So now my mouse is locked in right click mode. So I'm gonna put it between this bullseye and this first red line into the white space. Hold it right, I'd say about on that spot right there. And now we wait. And there you go. See? Exact same spot where we ended up last time, just where we wanted to. And of course, if I turned on carrot dispenser. As you can see, I'm getting quite a bit of carrots. So we can wait for that for a few minutes. And so basically when you have this farm going, you basically have the right click going, mouse right there, and you'd have this on constantly. Just to make sure you didn't run out of carrots. If you were going to make this thing as well, I'd also highly recommend putting this in a contained area so phantoms wouldn't mess you up when they eventually came. There you go. So, now that I'm full, they will now just fall into the hopper, and everything's happy. So, let's go check out down below. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just the way we wanted to. And obviously, I'd probably put this drop down a little bit further so they wouldn't take... They take a little bit of fall damage when they fall, but they regenerate, so it's all fine. And as well, if you wanted to, you could honestly just have as many of these cells as you wanted. You could have this go from sky limit all the way down to bedrock if you wanted a mass production. I still don't know why you'd even want 8 mules every 5 minutes, but you can. Cool. I think that about clears it up for today. If you guys want a full-on tutorial for this mule farm, still don't know why, I can make one. But for now, I think we'll just leave it off there. Minecraft's first mule farm ever. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.